Alright, welcome to part 2 of my Overcast Network arcade review. We're going to start off with one of the games I just can't stand, and that's Ghost Spleef. We had a game that I couldn't stand in the first video, which was like Creeper Slap, but Ghost Spleef is just as bad in my opinion. I think it's just a bad idea in general, and the reason I don't like it is just it's not balanced very well at all. It's a spleef game, and there's 100 good spleef games out there already. And this one, they try to make it a little bit unique by giving two people invisibility and fly, go around trying to spleef everybody else. And basically, the people doing the spleefing, they're just way too overpowered, and it's not even a fun game because of it. I think it would be a more fun game if they just took the ghost out, gave everybody shovels and snowballs. Sure, that's not as unique as this, but being unique is not the primary goal. I mean, it's always good if you can be a little different from other mini games, but the primary goal should always be fun first, and this just isn't fun at all to me. So, yeah, hopefully they'll get rid of this or make some changes. But yeah, this is a game I'd set out if I were you. Eggy Soldiers. This one's kind of fun. I think the only issue I have with this game is the maps. But first of all, let me explain the game. You go around with a golden hoe shooting eggs at people. The eggs do quite a bit of damage, as you saw right there. I died fairly quickly. But it's just a race to see who can get the most kills in like 2 minutes. Besides the eggs that you shoot from your golden hoe, you can also pick up egg grenades from time to time. And, they do exactly what you would think a grenade does. You throw them and they blow up and kill people. It's not exactly unique. Again, it's not the most different game in the world. I mean, it's very similar to paintball and a number of other games. There goes a grenade. See, it's pretty cool. But, it's fun still. So, yeah, I think this is a good addition to the arcade. But the map itself, to me, is just too enclosed and a little small. When you have a lot of people in this game, right now this isn't even full, but if you have a lot of people in this game, it's like you barely spawn in and all of a sudden you're getting shot. So I'd like to see a little bit bigger map. I'd like to see something where you could run around in the open a little bit more. Something, I guess, that comes to mind that I would like to see this game be played on would be something like the Complex. That map has always been one I kind of like, but I also think it could work for this. Maybe it's open, it's not huge. There's various levels to it which I like, and yeah, I just think something like that would be better for this type of gameplay. But it's not bad as it is. I mean, if you had more people on it, it would be horrible. So it already gets tight, like I said. So it's playable, and again, good addition. Just it's not going to be like my favorite game until maybe we get a different map or something, but the gameplay itself, it works fine. It plays smoothly. You don't have any hiccups as far as gameplay. Alright, now what is next? Oh, the Juggernaut. Oh, that's going to be the next one. Now, I don't like the Juggernaut either. I'm starting to get very negative in this video. The first one was overall pretty positive, my first video of the review, but this one's starting off very negative. And what you do in this game is it puts everybody on one team except for one person, and that one person is the Juggernaut. Everybody else has to get through a series of obstacles and reach the end of this, I guess, race or pathway we're running down. I don't know. But yeah, we got to get to the end without letting the Juggernaut catch us and kill us. The Juggernaut moves extremely slow, but he doesn't have to go through the obstacles. He just walks through everything, so that's helpful for him. We have to go through spider webs later on, but he can just break them with his sword. The only thing we have really to defend ourselves with is our slowness eggs that we can throw at him, make him go even slower. And we have, I think that's a knockback stick, so maybe knock him into spider webs, slow him down a little bit more, but yeah, you can't really fight the Juggernaut. He's invincible, so I can't take my pickaxe to him and try to kill him or anything like that. It's not going to do any good. So here we go. A lot of times when I play this, I'll sacrifice myself, and I'll just stay back and try to slow him down as much as I possibly can to let my teammates get a little further, because it's a team game. I mean, yeah, I don't guess I would get credit for winning that way, but if they're going to put us on the team and my team wins because I sacrificed myself, I consider it a win for me. So, yeah, that's what I do a lot of times anyways. And again, it's just it's not much fun because the obstacles, number one, they're extremely simple to get through. I mean, you saw the parkour was very simplistic. Then you had to dig through some end stone. Ooh, that's hard. Then you go break some torches and some clay falls from the sky. Again, this is all really simple stuff, and it's just nothing exciting about it. The idea is, I guess, again, there's a balance between being unique and being fun, and this is way more unique than it is fun, and it's just something that I think they should do without. Or maybe they should take it and put it in testing again and try to revamp it, but it just doesn't really hold up as far as like playability. I mean, I've done it once and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try it one more time to be the Juggernaut, but it was not fun that way. And actually, I do have another clip of me playing this game as the Juggernaut, and it wasn't even fun as the Juggernaut. So, and I'll explain more why when we get to that clip. This Juggernaut can't kill this guy, but he's doing a good job of stopping him from finishing. But he couldn't kill him because he dropped his sword. Otherwise, he would have been dead a long time ago. So, yeah. Let's go on to the next clip, and you'll see why I hate being the Juggernaut. Okay, so as the Juggernaut. Hold on. This is not the Juggernaut clip, right? Hold on. Am I the Juggernaut this time? Yes, it is. Okay, yeah. It spawns you in this little bitty cage, and you sit in here for, I forget how long it is, but I don't know, 5, it's going to be more than that. It's already been 10 seconds. So, how long is it? I'm curious. I was thinking it was just going to be like 5-10 seconds. It's a good 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Okay. So, 25 seconds, you sit in this little room, give them a head start, and then when the thing opens, I'm expecting to be able to run after them, and this is as fast as I can go. You're literally crawling. You can kind of like spam the jump button and you can get a little bit faster, and then every now and then you can make a bigger, larger jump like that right there. But you move so slow. There is nothing fun about being the Juggernaut, and I'm invincible right here, and I'm totally op in terms of, excuse me, how much damage I can do to them. So there's no challenge to it, and it's boring as hell just trying to walk through to the end. I mean, if I was a first-time player on this, there's a good chance I'd be thinking, okay, what did I do to my Minecraft controls? My Minecraft, I clicked on something I shouldn't because I can't move. This is not something I would expect to be a feature in any kind of minigame. So, yeah, I was hugely disappointed with this one. It's still not one I hate as much as Ghost Spleef or Creeper Slap, but it's not far behind. It's definitely my third least favorite game. Fortunately, they've had a lot of games. I mean, we've already looked at a number of different mini games. They got a pretty good selection in the rotation right now, but because they got so many, I think it's even more of a good idea to go ahead and maybe get rid of a couple of these that just don't seem to play well. And look at that. I didn't even really see most of the runners there. Alright. This is one. Again, man, this is definitely the negative video. But this is one I don't really like. But it's not bad. It's just the knockback sticks that you have. The object is to knock somebody off the moon right here if they don't die from the asteroid storm that's going on. The asteroids will eventually stop, but the game keeps on going for another minute or so after they stop. And, you know, hopefully in that extra minute or so you can knock people off that haven't been killed by the asteroids. Now, at some point, not all the time, holes will open up in the middle of this map as well from all the explosions. But it doesn't always happen that way. So the holes are kind of like random. I guess all the asteroids coming down are kind of random. So sometimes you'll have big holes in the middle, sometimes you won't. It's better when you have a big opening or more things to fall into, because these knockback sticks don't really do enough to send people flying. Yeah, you see me get hit and go flying a little bit, but I also have a double jump, so if I start to fall off the world, I'd say at least 75% of the time I'm going to save myself with that double jump. And if you really want to be a little bitch, you'll do like I'm getting ready to do and some of these other people are getting ready to do, and you're just going to find one of these craters and sit back in it. Because with that knockback stick, you know, yeah, it'll send you flying, but if you got a wall to your back, it's not going to do much to you. And it's just not much fun to sit there and hit people with a stick and not go anywhere. So this game has potential. I just think it has things that needs worked out. Maybe even get rid of the moon theme with the asteroids and just have it on a flat ground that's, maybe have some bombs fall from the sky or somebody shooting bombs at you. But you don't have holes that open up and have craters like this so that you can just kind of camp. And yeah, if it was a flat ground, it'd be a little bit easier to knock people out of the world with. Red Agony. This game isn't original at all. I've seen it on other servers. It's just themed a little differently. But it's a maze of a racetrack you have to race through and try to get through the end and be number one. The only thing about it I don't like is that when you die by hitting the lava, it's pretty much instant, which is fine if you want to do that. But have people respawn and give them another chance, because there's been multiple times I played this when nobody finishes because everybody dies and the game just ends. Let people respawn. This game could have a 3-minute time limit on it, and maybe somebody dies 3 times, but they finally get to the end first. That'd be a lot more fun than dying immediately and then just having to sit there and wait for 20-30 seconds to see if anybody else, or if everybody else dies or not. But yeah, that needs to be improved on. No real reason for it to be like that. Sheep Scramble. I gotta say I liked this better in the last version I played. What you do is you go around and you kill sheep and you collect their wool for points. Okay, so each sheep, it tells you how much it's worth before you kill it. You got the 3-pointers, the 1-pointers, you got the red ones which give you TNT, and then you have the pink ones which are 10 points, and they spawn in the area I'm at there and in the middle hole. If you kind of like hang around those 2 areas, you've got a good chance at winning, because that's where the 10 pointers are going to spawn, or at least from what I've noticed in the last couple days playing. I don't know if that's always true, but it's been true the last 4 or 5 times I've played it. So yeah, the TNT is kind of pointless right now, because in the last version I played, the TNT could kill you. In this one, it just like sends you flying, but it doesn't do any damage. It just uses it to kill sheep, which die pretty much instantly already. So again, they've made the TNT pointless. And in the past, there was a little bit more strategy, because you had to run your wool back into the barn before it would actually count to your point total. Right now, all you do is collect the wool, and you don't have to worry about putting it anywhere. So in the past, when you had the TNT and you had to put the wool in the barn, you had to be kind of, I guess, tactical about it, because you could stay out there and just constantly get wool and get a lot more points that way if you just put it in one time at the end. But you're also risking dying and then losing everything you got on you. So do you take like a whole bunch of short trips in and out of the barn, or you just try to save up 1 or 2 big loads of wool and drop off at once? So there's a lot more strategy involved in the past, and I don't know why they made the changes they did. I mean, I'm sure they had a reason. I just I disagree with the changes. But, maybe there's something I'm missing that they had to make a change, or they just thought it was better. But it's just not as much fun now for me. You're just constantly going around hacking and slashing sheep. And again, there's a 10-pointer. You stay in that hole in this one I'm going to now, you're going to get more of the 10-pointers. So there's not a whole lot of strategy to it at this point. And all that TNT there does nothing to the player, so I really don't understand why you still have it in the game. Alright, what's next? The Amazing Race. Now, I kind of like this map. It has the same problem I have with a couple other maps, though. And it's that when somebody finishes, it's just over. And yeah, that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, if you have one person just dominating, and then everybody else, there's a pack of people behind them, like half the map back, they don't really get to see the whole map or experience it. So I kind of wish it was maybe top 3 and then it ends. Maybe that would make more sense to me. And also have, of course, a time limit, so in case you got people just not even trying to finish, the map doesn't go on forever. But yeah, I kind of wish this and a couple others would allow more than just one person to finish. You'd still have the one winner, but it also would allow more people to experience the entire map and practice things that maybe they're not going to get to otherwise. So, they can continue to get better. But yeah, the spider webs that you're seeing throughout this map, it's never ending. It seems like they're everywhere. If you run into one of these spider webs in the boat head on, you're done. You're not catching up. No chance. And if I was to fall on one going through these little valleys right here, you're done. It takes too long to get moving again. If you just graze one or something like that, that's fine. You can usually, get out of it pretty quick. But you can't run into one head on, and you can't drop into one when you're on the ground. This lava parkour right here is pretty simple. It'd be a little bit easier if Ben was out of my way. You have the sand blocks there with the pressure plates on them. You can jump on those, but you got to jump off of them really quick, obviously, because the sand is going to fall into the lava, and then you're going to fall into the lava if you're still on it. Again, the parkour itself, though, not hard. Cacti here in Soul Sand, that's not exactly challenging. A second water part, which I'm not even sure it's even worth getting into the boat for this. People will get through it without it pretty quickly. So I think that maybe could be fixed or adjusted. This next part here is the last part. It's the Electra part of the parkour or the race or whatever. And there's one issue I have with this part. And you'll see it right there. See that hole in the wall? I see that and I'm thinking, ooh, I can get through that. But no, it's an invisible fucking wall there for no reason. Just finish putting the mountain there, okay? So people know which way they're supposed to go. I pretty much screwed myself right there just because it looked like I was able to go one way and in reality I wasn't. But yeah, good map though. I like the idea. It's pretty cool. Well, that's it for all the mini games. I think I got them all. If I missed one, maybe I'll go back and do it in another video. But for now, it's time to review the arcade as a whole. What do I think of it? And, well, I think it's worth checking out. But it's really hard to grade and compare to other arcades because most of them I've played on have been around for a long time and had a lot more opportunities to refine them while this is still so very new. I think the biggest drawback of the arcade right now on Overcast is the fact that it's hard to play with a friend. And arcades are something that usually attract casual players more so, I think. And I personally don't go and play on arcades on any of the servers I play on unless I go with friends usually. 99% of the time, I'm going with at least one other person to do an arcade. And if I can't do that on Overcast easily, I gotta mark it down a lot. So overall, the letter grade, if I was going to give a letter grade to this, would be like a C+ or something. The mini games themselves, I would probably grade around a B- or a B. But having the no party system is just a huge killer, in my opinion. So hopefully they continue to improve upon it, and a party system should definitely be one of the first things they add. Well, that's it for today's video. Remember, there's a brand new video here every single Monday, and if you didn't get enough Spintown for today, you can click on this top thumbnail to watch my latest Gauntlet episode where we play speed builders, or you can click on the bottom thumbnail to watch the 8 ways the Overcast Network is failing.